There was a point in my life where I pushed my man into the arms of another woman. Not my husband, this is someone from my past. What happened, I want to share this story with you because this is something that I was speaking to my clients about last night. We were talking about powerful and feminine communication secrets and really how to just state your desires purely versus coming from this manipulation and control as a way to get what you want and making obligations and demands. And so what happened was that we were in the car and he left his phone in the car, and I went through it, and I really had no reason to go through it, but there was a hole in my heart, right? Because I was a woman full of skepticism and fear of abandonment, fear of infidelity. And I went through his phone just to sort of preempt to make sure that everything was in order and that there was nothing that I wouldn't find anything, but I went looking anyway. And I saw a picture of him pretty close to a woman with his arms really close. And I was thinking, well, he doesn't hold me that way. What's going on? And so I asked him about it. I asked him about the photo. And one of the things that he shared with me, I also saw some text. And with that, what he said, I saw some text, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but I don't even remember, so I don't even want to say what it was, but it was inappropriate. What I felt was inappropriate. And it was something about looking at her, not looking forward to seeing her again or holding her close or something like that. And so when I asked him why, who is this woman, why, one of the things that he shared with me, what he said, and I felt like this was really heartfelt, was that he said that he was practicing with her because it seemed as though he couldn't make me happy. So really, it was almost like this episode of Martin where Martin Lawrence didn't wear his wedding ring because he wanted to see if he still had it. He was at the gym and he lost it, he misplaced it. And in that moment, and you probably have some judgments about this or who that man is, the man that I'm speaking of, have judgments about him. But in that moment, I really felt small and contracted because he was speaking truth. Because I know that I did not have the skills to speak to a man in a way that really empowered him and really put him in choice to give me what it is that I wanted. Instead, what I did was that I criticized in hopes that it would change behavior. So I'm being vulnerable here and really sharing this story with you, and I'm hoping that maybe this is something that you can identify with too. I didn't know how to edify. All I knew was that if I wanted to make a change and if I wanted him to change, not necessarily be a better person, but really to be a better person for me, is that I would point out what I didn't like and what he was doing wrong. And naturally that would chip away at his spirit, and that would create a spirit of inadequacy and defeat. And to make a long story short, that relationship ended a couple of years after that. But I'm proud, right? So in between that moment, I had to study, this is why feminine allure is so important to me, because I had to study this and groom myself to be the woman who is of influence and feminine allure, right? Feminine allure, this language is just about showing up differently in the world so that people respond to you differently. Because I was so skeptical or controlling that I would say things that weren't nice in hopes that it would change behavior. But that doesn't work because people don't typically respond to that. And so I remember having a conversation with my now husband, and he wasn't my husband at the time, but remembering what that ex told me about, really not being able to please me or make me happy. And so he wanted to try it out with another woman. And so I remember speaking to, my husband, and he was telling something to me that he was going to hang out with some friends, but he was really on a new trajectory in his life. And I just said, rather than going into the and the you don't need to be doing that, I just said, you know what? Just, be careful with that. And I left it at that. I didn't go into convincing. I didn't go into control. And in that moment, he just kind of looked at me and he said, I like the way you said that. Because in that moment, I was really awakening his masculine need, right? I was awakening the power within him to make his own decisions and to really trust his own capacity to be the man that he had expressed himself, that he was vulnerable enough to express to me. And so I wanted to hold that in tenderness and not use it against him and not, abuse our relationship. So I'm saying this to say that you can become queen of a man's heart right? So I had gone from not knowing what to say to a man because I was this broken woman and I didn't have the skills to becoming a woman who is extremely empowered and who knows how to empower her man through language and through words. This is how you become queen of his heart. All right. One of the ways that you can become queen of his heart is by activating that masculine need, activating the God in him, seeing his good, defining a man's good. Because when you do that, he associates you with good things. He associates you with his growth, with his prosperity, with his upward mobility. Okay. And of course, you have to discern that this is a good man and this is the person that you want to give to, right? Because you don't want to give and not have anything in return. So I just wanted to share that quick story with you. And if you want to learn how to become queen of a man's heart, that's something that I can help you with, right? If you are new to me, this is maybe your first time and you're not a part of my Feminine Allure community, I want you to click on the link below and you're going to get access to a complimentary video series. It's called Be the Woman Who Gets Everything That She Wants, especially for men. If you have been following me for some time, you need to email me and so we can have a conversation to see what's keeping you stuck and how to get you forward. Because I have a 6-step process. It's the exact method that I used to own my femininity, to restore that part of me, to attract the right men and create a purposeful, amazing, magnificent, passionate, and peaceful relationship. Marriage, I should say. Okay? If this serves you, go ahead and click the link below, leave a comment, like the video, go ahead, share, and subscribe. My name is Monique Head, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.